Hello everybody, James Thompson with Gear Jammin Classics. Today we're going to have another episode of Shop Talk. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the like button on all the videos that you like. No, when the GT500, the GT350s, the original classics, when they first came out, all of these cars were advertised daily in the newspapers for the from the dealerships and stuff, and they were anywhere from $28 to $35 to $3,700. On an average. If it was a really drag pack car or something, you may be in the 4,000 range, mid fours. But that's about all they were back in the day. But you got to remember, the original Mustangs, just the base models, we're selling anywhere from $2,000, $2,500, brand new, and probably even less than that on the real base models, with the little 6-cylinders and stuff in them. So yeah, they were a secretary's car originally, and they brought Carroll Shelby on board to change the image of the Mustang, and so they started producing all of the different models and more high-performance models. They wanted to take the secretary car and turn it into a sporty car. So, and that's as history has shown, that's what they did, and they did very well at it. Yeah, the market back then, all of these cars were pretty accessible to most of the general public. Price-wise, obviously, back in the day, that still seemed expensive to us. Even at, say, $4,500 or $4,800, that was an expensive car to us back then, when we could get, the regular V8 Mustangs for, the $2,500, $2,700 range. So that was almost double the price. And it was pretty tough, you got to remember, minimum wage back then was like, $2.95 to $3.95 an hour. So, cars and everything were proportioned, pretty much everything in the market. Gas was 50 cents a gallon, so they were pretty accessible. Probably more so than they are now. I think in the newer models, some of these higher end, higher performance models have really have started touching into in my opinion, into the supercar or the exotic category, which is really in another whole buying class of owners. The typical high school guy, even if his family was pretty well off, most of the time is not going to be driving a new 2020 GT500 to high school. Okay, so they've gotten to be really kind of in a league all their own versus the base model Mustangs and performance cars, whether it be Camaros or whatever the case may be. The market has changed a lot, and the span between the two, because there's so much technology difference between a base model and the exotic models in the current year vehicles. Where back in the day, there were just a little bit of performance upgrades. There was a cosmetic. There was a few things. There really was not this giant leap in technology between the models like there is now. I think now what it is with technology, I think it's more of a horsepower war now. We went so many years there with no horsepower, and in the smog eras where they were really trying to figure out, the technology to be able to get mileage and performance. And so we went through that, probably 10 or 20 year of just average performance cars. They did everything they could to doll them up and make them look fast and look good and feel like they were fast, but there just really wasn't anything there. Not until technology finally came back in, and then they were able to get the horsepower levels that they do now and be able to get the efficiency of the cars. So now it's just really turned into a horsepower war to me, which, I mean, it's all fun and great, but when is enough? I mean, thank goodness, some of the, younger kids, first starting to drive, can't afford a GT500, thank goodness, or a C8 Corvette or any of the, ultra high performance cars, because they're beyond what you really need for a daily driver. And don't get me wrong, I love all of those cars, they're cool, but yeah, would I buy one to drive every day? No, I probably wouldn't, I had somebody mention the other day about we were just happened to be talking about some of the newer model pickup trucks, whether it be Ford or Chevy or Dodge or whatever the case may be. And I thought it was really funny that they told me that they selected their Dodge pickup that they bought, a brand new one, just recently, because it had a bigger screen on the dash than the Ford and the Chevy. And I'm thinking to myself, is this what the world's coming to? Is it, I mean, does it have to have, strobe lights inside and all the LEDs color changing, and I mean, what we used to call a disco? I mean, is that what's selling cars now, and not necessarily the quality or the options, or whether it's built for your needs, or or whether it's practical? That's beyond me. I mean, ask the farmer back in the day, when he's picking out a farm truck to haul hay to his cows, if he cared what size screen's in the dash. It's crazy. All he wanted to know is, will it do the job? Will it last? And can I afford it? So I just think it's funny that times have changed to those important issues that. Okay, guys, appreciate you tuning in today for Shop Talk. If you like what you saw, please hit subscribe and give our videos a like, and we'll be back again with some more great topics. And don't forget, if you've got any questions or anything that you'd like to have us cover, be sure and hit us up and let us know. I appreciate it. Thanks.